hold those responsible. Those is more than one. Now, I don't think they've come to any conclusion, but they clearly have not come to the conclusion that it's over and it's Stearns and he's the only one we need to look at. Their eyes are wide open here. And of course, that's going to certainly include the person who is closest to Stearns and closest to Madeline, which is Jenn Soto. So let's bring in our guests and try to work our way through what we learned today. Joining me in Los Angeles, board-certified forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, and columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman is with us. Dr. Carol Lieberman, the mother, Jenn Soto, apparently cooperated, gave an interview. From my perspective, that's a good sign, right? That she's not shutting it down, because she gave, I think, an initial interview to Orange County. So if she's speaking to Kissimmee as well, then she has had some level of cooperation back and forth. What do you read into that, Dr. Carol Lieberman?
Well, you know, this press conference, everyone seems to be saying that they didn't say anything. They really didn't say anything new. You know, that why did they even have a press conference? They could have just sent out a 2-paragraph press release. But maybe there was a method to their madness. Maybe they were doing something. Maybe they were trying to send a message to Jenn Soto. On the one hand, you know, so yes, they said everyone close to Madeline is a suspect, including the mother. Maybe they're trying to, I'm hoping perhaps, or suspecting that maybe they are just waiting around, biding time, and not to say that they're not certainly investigating, but giving Jenn enough rope to hang herself. In other words, giving her time to make mistakes, to give evidence. So on the one hand, you know, not necessarily saying, you know, we suspect you, and in fact saying she's cooperating. Of course, she's cooperating, but she cooperated with an interviewer early at the beginning, and she was saying things that didn't connect with other information that we found out. So is she cooperating and just telling more lies? I mean, we don't know exactly. She'd have to say, well, I didn't tell, you know, I was mistaken when I said this in that interview, but now it's this. I mean, I'm just thinking maybe they're trying to sniff her out.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, I feel like somebody took her. What's your interpretation of that?
Yes, that stuck out to me too, because she seemed to be more connected, like authentically connected to when she said that. And, you know, yes, somebody did take her. I mean, allegedly, we don't know, but I mean, she could have been thinking in her mind that it was her boyfriend, you know, he did take her. Well, I know, I hesitate to say that, but I mean, you know, this is so frustrating. Everybody's frustrated because we aren't getting much information. And so there are all these possibilities. And I mean, I could tell you a whole bunch of different scenarios that are possible involving the two of them. It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what the right answer is because you could interpret things. I mean, for example, there are things online, I don't know if these things are true, of course, but there are things online about that the party was at her grandmother's house. And so that adds all kinds of possibilities. So, for example, did the mother say goodnight to her in person at her home? Did she say goodnight to her on the telephone when she was at the grandmother's house or somewhere else? That's one of the examples.